Good morning and welcome to the 2024 Ocean Contractors Tankard. We're at the Halifax Curling Club. This is semi-final action here. Team Flemming, Team Purcell. At the end of the week, we'll declare our Nova Scotia representative for the 2024 Montana's Brier. We're also co-hosting with the Nova Scotia Scotties Provincial, so we'll get the winner for the 2024 Scotties Tournament of Hearts. My name's Selena Thompson, and this morning I'm joined by Hugh Avery, and this should be a good game. Hugh, what do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be a great one, I think. It's Purcell's back out after a tough game against Matt Manuel last night, and Paul Flemming's coming off a pretty good win over Colton Steele, but it should be a good one. It's a young team and the veteran.
Yeah, two very different levels of experience in terms of number of years curling, but certainly no lack of experience on Team Purcell either. Just great success at the junior level, and we'll see how this shakes out. It was a tough loss last night. There was the 1-2 game, so these teams all started. If you haven't been watching, we had an 8-team triple knockout, and they played towards a page playoff, so looking for one of 4 qualifying spots. And the top 2 qualifying spots they played off last night. That was Team Manuel, Team Purcell. This Team Purcell you see here. Team Purcell not coming out with the win last night, and probably part of their biggest story. They're playing with 3. Scott Zachary's out with an injury. So they're continuing to play with 3, and we can introduce the teams. Team Purcell has hammer. They're throwing the yellow stones. You're seeing Adam McEachran. He'll throw the first, second, and third stones. Ryan Abraham, he's normally the third. He's throwing the third, or the fourth, fifth, and sixth stones, and then the skip at the other end is Owen Purcell. Team Flemming, we have lead Kelly Middlestat. Second is Ian Jerlink. Third, Peter Burgess. And the skipper's Paul Flemming. Paul and Peter just had another huge success this year, Hugh.
Yeah, they're the reigning Canadian national senior champions. They'll go to Österland, Sweden, I think it is. I'm probably mixing that name up, but yeah, with Marty Gavin and Chris Grancelli, and we wish them all the success. I think it's in April. So yeah, Paul is going for, I think, his 12th Brier, and on the Purcell team, they're all going for the first. Well, I think Ryan was actually the 5th on Team Manual last year, but first provincial win, I guess.
Yeah, this was the team.
Just do it.
Last year, Team Purcell was in the final against Team Manual, and Manual going to the Brier last year. They took Ryan. Ryan, of course, played in the juniors with Matt Manuel.
Yeah. And last year, Ryan actually played with Paul Flemming.
5-6 and roll.
He did.
He did.
I think for a couple years.
Yeah, him and Scott Zachary joined Purcell this year. Paul wasn't sure what he was doing, and the kind of team kind of went their different ways, and
here they are.
Here they are all again. It was almost like last year.
So we have rocks in play this end, and we'll just give you a reminder. You can flip to the other feed if you want to check in on the women's semifinal action. That's Team Black versus Team Mitchell. Team Mitchell coming through the 3-4 game yesterday. And Team Black, they played in the 1-2 game last night, and a heartbreaker miss. They were down 3, and Christina Black had a shot for 4, and it wasn't far off,
No.
just missed. So they're here in the semifinal, and both those teams looking to get to that final this afternoon at 2 o'clock. The men's final will be at 6.
Yeah, two very different teams. Team Mitchell got off to an 0-2 start in the tournament, and then just have been going on a roll, and they're playing spoiler. They don't spiel a whole lot. I'm not sure if they would have thought they were going to be in this position, but they're taking full advantage of it. And like you said, Christina Black last night was their first close game. and they were playing against Team Smith, who was made up of former champs from top to bottom, and they haven't gelled yet quite this year, but they lost their first and have been on a roll and then looked the strongest they have all year. So maybe it's a good to give, it's good for Black to get a tough game, and I think she'll be coming out firing on all cylinders this morning.
Yeah, sometimes it lights the fire. She doesn't need much of a fire to be lit, but that was a tough one for sure.
Yeah.
So over here, Team Purcell with hammer. They've got a couple stones in the top house, but there's that one blue in the top 4 foot. Ryan Abraham's looking for the run back here. They're running their own stone. Oh, sorry. I thought that was the other side. They're running the blue stone.
Nice shot by Ryan. Looking to rebound from last night, and
Paul's got to be careful. If Team Purcell can ever get Yellowstone just nosing those, they'll sit 3. So the guard's the call for Peter Burgess.
we're now on third rocks. You never know when we're watching Ryan play because he's playing throwing second stones or third stones. You always got to watch the other team. That's what I've found the past couple of days. So we are on third rocks now.
Or count the rocks.
Yeah,
That's what I always find myself doing.
I know, mate. Wait's good.
So because of their number 2 finish or B spot and Paul coming out of the 3-4 game,
Halfway.
I believe Purcell gets both choice of color and last rock, I think it is.
Yes, color and last rock. And color doesn't just mean the set of rocks on the sheet you're playing on. They were able to choose, and I can see over on sheet 1 the leftover rocks. We won't quite call them the duds, but they were the ones that were not selected to be played with for these teams. They would have a rock book tracking what they do and matching that up with this week, and maybe not choosing some stones that they didn't like how they reacted on the ice.
Yeah. I call them the wonky rocks, and and you never know. Other teams may want those ones, but
yeah, some people prefer a rock that curls more, or some people prefer one that's a little better, goes straighter for hits, and so they would have their selection. They probably don't want any of those ones we call bricks.
that was a
that
great
just stop.
great shot there by Ryan Abraham. Opened the whole thing up now, and really tough to hide all that. Paul's got to really do some thinking here.
Yeah, they might be bringing play into the rings and getting some movement. I think it's hard to perfectly guard everything on those.
He might try to blast it all. That's what it looks like he's doing. He's trying to blast it all, get rid of. He's going to lose his back blue, probably his shooter, but we'll put it down just to 1 Yellowstone in the rings.
Watch the blue.
Very nice. How about Pete?
So they didn't want.
Nice little roll into the corner.
They didn't want to lose their shooter.
Roll big of it, it's still real good.
Yeah, because Owen would have just drawn right behind. Now he has to make the hit and roll, and as we've seen all week so far, Selena, the rolls aren't always that easy.
Yeah, it's really been a dance between the teams
Little
trying
heavy,
to
10,
figure out
10,
who can
10, 5.
make those beautiful rolls and set up their ends.
Yeah.
This one's moving though.
This one's
Adam
moving.
McEachran, he's the workhorse
Good shot.
on the
Dandy
3-person
shot.
team. Yeah,
Really great shot. That kind of pops out the other side, but takes away any chance of a double from Paul Flemming. Yeah, Adam has been doing his share of sweeping.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, although you can see 3/4 back. So.
Thanks to Selena, I was a little late this morning, so she had to do the show by herself at the start. I texted you. I don't know if you saw it.
yes. No, but nobody would have known you.
I know. I felt guilty. But Selena has been wonderful, and great doing these games with her.
They've made 6 beauties.
You're probably giving up 2 when the other team makes a lot of shots. That's a very good point there.
Yeah, last night that was the thing. You just, so many times Manuel had 4 for 4s right across the board for the entire game, and it's hard to beat that.
And sometimes your skip can make those shots, the kind of affectionately refer to them as the hero shots, that get your team out of an end when you've not played your best in an end. But there's only so long that that can keep happening before the dam will burst when a team's just playing great. And I think that was the story of the game last night, it seemed like.
Yeah, it was, it was a battle of twos, up and down, and just one slight missed line call in the sixth then resulted in only a single. And
Roll wide.
Owen had the shot to tie it up 6-6 after 6, and that was the momentum swing. And then only gets one, and then Matt comes back with a 3, and that was pretty much the end of it, really.
Yeah, 4-point deficit at the end of a game is tough. I was watching the scores and trying to watch. It was busy here at the Halifax Curling Club last night. I was trying to watch both games.
11.
Hard to do, as we know.
Shade soft. Shade soft.
Inevitably, you'd miss a shot, but we'd hear the cheer, and then I
Right.
could turn around and watch whatever the shot was
It's a delayed by
on the camera. This looks nice from Owen. Nice soft
nice
weight.
shot. And as Kelly pointed out, they made all the shots, and
Paul can try a big roll here. No harm to do it.
yeah, you're just looking for the hit and get the roll second, and but go for it.
If you roll out, you're giving up 2 anyway, so you may
That's
as well
right.
try and make the good roll.
Play it aggressive. Hit first, though. Get that point out of there.
A little more. Curl. Curl. Straight.
Looks like it's going to be a nose hit, Selena. A little off nose, but
Okay.
Yeah, just didn't quite come up. Paul didn't seem to overthrow that at all. It was nice, soft, easy weight, but they would have needed much tighter ice. Would have had to hit close to only half a rock with that weight to get the roll.
so I want to be looking to hit the inside of this a little bit, or if he's going to err on it, the nose hit's perfect, and if he's going to err, it would be on the inside.
Yeah.
So you're telling me how to get 2
Yep.
is to make all your shots.
If you make all your shots, you'll often score 2, and sometimes even more. If you're playing against my team, you're likely to score a few more.
Those gifts, right?
Those gifts.
Weight's better. 10-5.
It's funny how
10-5.
those extra points are in fact gifts, right? And it's
This
funny how
looks
many
nice.
times we've seen it. This looked like a really great throw. When your sweeper is just casually cleaning all the way down, it gives that really good feeling. What a great start for Owen Purcell. Paul's team didn't play bad at all. It's just Purcell made every shot they went for. So starts off with a deuce.
Ryan almost gifted the points to Team Flemming, put it up on their side. But there we see it, 2-0 after the first. Team Purcell, they'll be up first in the second end here at the 2024 Ocean Contractors Tankard.
And shout out to Scott Zachary. Hopefully he's watching. I'm sure he is. And again, we wish him all the best and a speedy recovery. And Scott's one of our great members here at the Curling Club and was really instrumental in us bringing this event here as a member, talking to the board and encouraging us to bid on this, and then obviously with his company and New Scotland and their support for the event is one of our main sponsors in sponsoring the New Scotland patch. He wants to be here more than anybody, but it's got to recover, and hopefully he's watching. And Scott, all the best from everyone at the club and all the players in the event.
For sure, and we've got some people out in the patch. I'm sure he'll want to know that as well. And if you're watching and you want to come down to the club, I think there's still a few tickets left for the women's final and potentially the men's final as well. Nice little spot out there, ice level.
Yeah, all Manuel fans and Smith fans have bought their tickets, I'm sure, for the finals because they know they're in
Yeah.
it. And
So Kelly's throwing the hit on this first one that's in the rings. I suspect he'll put a corner guard up on Kelly's second stone. In terms of rules of play, if you haven't been watching, it's 10 ends this tournament with a break at the 5th, 2 timeouts per team, 38 minutes of thinking time.
10-5.
Playing with the 5 rock rule, the free guard zone, and also within that, the no tick rule. Don't tick your opponent's guard off the center line, or they might put it back.
Clean.
Likely will put it back. It's
Yeah.
probably a better thing to say. I've seen Paul do both.
Yeah. Just depends on what the situation of the game is. Sometimes you want a lot of guards.
Yeah, if you need guards and they're both still out there, you're very likely to see them left. So here comes the call for the corner guard. They're trying to guard the H in Halifax, so at the right of our screen.
So an update over in the women's game. That was a blank in the first end.
That's not a lot of weight.
Save you folks from flipping back and forth. And
They're going for distance on this one.
Cleaner
It's over curling. They want to get a little tighter the rings if it's going to be a little wider out.
2.5.
Probably would have liked that a couple feet deeper. But a good guard nonetheless. And now on Adams last, looking for another guard. So it'll be game on after this.
Halfway. Okay, line's good. Easy, Ryan. Easy line.
so why do you think Paul hits the first one and puts a guard out on the second one and rather not a guard on the first as well?
Well, that free guard zone can be really annoying. And when the team without hammers putting their stones on the 4-foot, if they can place 2 really good ones, sometimes it's very hard to score if they've lined everything up nicely. And if you choose to put your corner guard up on your first. So we do see a lot of teams doing that. I always call it the delayed corner guard. Play in the rings. You're essentially reducing the free guard zone to 3 stones. But you only get to do that if the team without hammer puts the rock in the rings first.
Right, correct.
And so they can try and force you into something if they put their guard out front. So you don't have a chance to do that unless the team without hammers already played in the rings.
This is the injure link, and I think Paul has asked him to try to freeze up to that yellow, and it's out there a little wider. He needs to finish.
I think this spot in the ice we've seen has a really long kind of float out there. The rock will wait before it starts to curl, and you have to be very, very patient. It's frustrating because it looks like it'll be on the guard, and then it will take a nice finish. That one a little light, and the sweepers wish they could have swept it a bit more.
Yeah, even though like tap and roll.
I like the little freeze as well. I don't like the high one. I think this is a good call by.
Not hooking as much anymore here. It's
Yeah,
not
Adam really
as quick,
made a
but
comment that I
definitely
think
quicker than
we've
practice, for
noticed the past few games. It's not hooking as much as it has earlier on in the tournament. So they're all aware of that, and it'll still move, but not as much as it was.
Okay. 12. Well line. Well wider.
And you might think he's a sweeper, that's not his job,
Top 8.
but it is. It's everyone's job to pay attention to these things.
It's top 8. Top 8.
It's coming a little now.
Yep.
This one's getting some nice finish.
Yeah.
Really nice weight from Ryan.
And a dandy spot, really great spot. And it takes away that shot on that blue onto the yellow. So Paul will be looking to cover over the other side now.
Yeah, you can see how that blue's rendered a little bit useless because if anything goes back, it's just going to leave the rings. And there's no good angle on it. So Ian Gerling, he'll try and make a little bit better one here on his second. Looking for top 12, and the sweepers take it to top 8.
We're heavier. T-line.
T's too heavy.
Still. Top 4.
It's coming down a little now as it picks up the curl.
Top 4. Top 8. Top 4.
Came right down.
Came
Sweepers
really down
left
and
it
ended up being-
alone.
Perfect spot.
You can tap this a little bit.
Yeah, if you guys say if you can freeze one on the inside, it's really good.
If you could get to the inside, that would be dandy.
What'd you get on house?
I think I cleared it. Yeah, but it was like I think it was like a 6 or 7 maybe.
So Team Purcell, they would have seen this rock come down, watched it. Adam, of course, the sweeper, paying attention to what it was doing.
T-line.
Owen watching the line. They know they have to wait.
Back 4. Back 4. Back 4.
Whoa, curl, hit it, yeah. Fire!
Great shot, Ryan.
Tried to get to the inside, and they really did. That
They
was a nice
really did. That's a
adjustment on the line. Owen took a bit less, knowing that Ryan was going to throw a touch more, and beautiful weight.
That was not an easy shot, and he made it look pretty simple, actually. He wanted to get to the inside, but with enough weight to move them as well, and you knew you could get to the inside with the draw weight, but with that little bump, that's a little extra weight, and they were still able to carve it in. Great team shot.
Now Paul's got hammer. There's a center guard out front, and his blues are pretty vulnerable.
Back 8.
I think another tap here. This is from Peter Burgess. Weight's coming right off this one. You can see
this
it.
one's moving a lot more than Ryan's was. Pretty close, though. Is he on the yellow? I think he is on the yellow. He might be able to get a really nice spin off of this. He might get lucky.
Didn't quite leave a double on the blues, I don't think either.
Don't.
Just guard. I think.
I like bringing it pretty.
Yeah, well, like right there is really good. I like that.
Would you ever try to hit nose on your yellow?
Tempting, but I think it's not a great way into the. You're looking for a force here for Team Purcell. They're not even necessarily trying to steal. And I think if you don't hit that on the nose, you might leave some sort of a big play on the yellows if you remove that back blue.
This one looks a little warm.
Good.
You're just tight, Owen.
Good.
Hey, you're just tight.
Straight side.
Yeah, you're just
Always
tight.
straight side. Yep. Yeah.
Bit of an overcurl on that one. Did they get?
And
Ooh, just stopped in time, I think. Those guards aren't super friendly for Team Flemming. There's no good run back, I don't think. They're overlapped. Maybe trying to get onto that Yellowstone with
this is
back house weight. Is enough of that yellow available?
There's only 2 rocks not in place, Alina. There's a lot of stuff. So is he looking for the angle bump on his own?
Yeah, they indicated same shot. It's just a little harder because you can't see the whole rock that you're making contact with.
A little more.
This looks like a bigger kick from Peter. And if he threw it a little better, not as soft, it won't curl as much.
Back line.
Might get some action off their own stone that he just threw, though. Now, do those blues
line up.
looking at the angles there.
Not if he noses it.
Owen's a smart player. He knows his angles
Oh, he
really
does,
well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to get into a bet with him over what a rock will do.
It's probably the call, yeah.
So they're looking, if you hit the blues, do they ever drag back onto the yellow shot stone? Paul doesn't even really have a great shot off the
No, you can't.
side 8-foot blue to get into the button area. So they're trying to look at what else Paul might have. So we're down to skip stones here.
This is what I think Owen's one of his greatest strength is his angle reads.
Mine. Get the back and get all 3. Yeah.
I think they're looking at if Paul hits the on the right side of our screen,
Right.
that blue that they're looking at, and they could ricochet and
Do you not get all three and sit two? Dead convinced, but I'm not convinced.
so they're either looking at making a play to leave themselves sitting a bunch or making a play to remove a shot that Paul might have to sit a bunch. I think that's the two thoughts here.
What if we hit and roll off the 5, guys?
So this is the, sometimes you hear that, the best defense is a good offense. I
Right.
think they're choosing that here and saying, well, we don't have to worry about that stuff out front if we just sit two.
Yeah, if we sit 2, the most they're getting is 1 probably. And
They have to roll, though. If this is nosed,
this is nose.
Paul would have a way into the 4-foot.
Yeah.
So they will be very adamant about
Don't know if he'd have a double. I doubt
that.
it. It'd look too flat. But he certainly would have a way in.
So Skipstone's here in the second. Owen Purcell looking for a hit and more, well, just as
11.
important a roll.
11! Light! Light! Light!
Follow the roll. Follow the roll.
And he gets the roll
Nice shot. Exactly what he
right
called.
where they called it.
Now I think if you play the blue, it's going to come back somewhere on those yellows, is it not? Now that other yellow's
Oh,
there.
Paul's looking at an angle too, I think. I don't know.
Is Paul looking at the long blue?
Yeah, that looks like it squeaks by. They'd sit
They'd sit.
two if they make it. Are they looking at the blue through the hole? I like that one. Oh, I see. He's trying to just angle the guard in
guard,
and
yeah.
blow everything up.
Yeah.
A lot of good things could happen is the thinking. I wondered if they would look at this earlier, and then no one did.
I mean, if you could make a. He certainly has enough. Like, if he makes it, if he doesn't stick the shooter.
Peter's laughing.
If he makes it and doesn't stick the shooter, Owen should have a pretty. I shouldn't say easy, but a double on those blues and then nullify everything. So.
Yeah, I think one of the blues might move a bit if this is hit right, though. We'll see. I think the goal is for one blue to plant on the 4-foot. So Paul Flemming, big weight angle run here.
Close. Oh,
They missed
that did not work.
everything in the 4-foot. They wanted that to curl up more. Didn't want to make contact there, but a little easier for Paul to have something on his last in this case. So it did work out in that sense. That was weird watching those two blues just
Yeah.
slide back.
It's going to be tough though to score for Paul. He's going to have his. I think the.
We got to make sure we're on the outside of it.
Guarding the easier tap into the 4-foot.
Paul's going to have this tap on this blue one on the right-hand side, assuming Owen puts up his guard.
I think
That's
you
not
can
an
just
easy
throw it
one.
okay here, Owen, because he'll probably try that out turn. I did whatever. I'll just let him throw whatever.
It's a hard shot no matter what, Adam. Yep.
I think that's a great throw. I like it.
Yeah, you can't guard both sides. So this is probably the easier one for Paul. Not either one of them are easy, but this would be the easier of the two.
Little tight.
Hold it out there. Hold it out there if you can.
Tight. Halfway.
Okay, whoa now. Whoa now. Just leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Never finish.
They just want that to stop.
Great shot.
Yeah, really great shot. That one.
That other tap on the other side
Paul
is,
could
is
come with the
tucked.
inturn or the outturn maybe through that hole. He's not in there. He can't make it on the intern.
That outturn looks very difficult.
Well, I think everything looks difficult right now. I'd rather be yellow. But I think he's seeing it, and I think it's there. It's like a natural curl. If it gets by that center yellow, it should be near that where that we want to hit it on the blue.
So if you shot at, if a curling stones were like marbles and you could try and shoot it through the hole, that's not there, but obviously the nature
Right.
of the rock curling.
Right.
Oof.
Tough. Is yellow sitting 3? Yellow is sitting 3.
Yeah, this is a big shot.
This is a huge shot. He's looking after this in off the yellow now.
Do you ever in off and run it into your blue and the blue spills in? Blue might be third. But if you go that side yellow, yellow, blue, wick off the yellow, and the blue might spin in.
Yeah, I think blue is third shot looking there, isn't it? Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Now, if you don't curl up enough on this tap, you could promote yellow to
Right. If it's wide
third.
on this, you blue.
So Paul can't see all of this stone. He can see probably 7/8. And he has to hit about that.
Yep.
Big shot here, second end, facing 2 yellows. A tough out-turn tap. Waiting for the line.
Wait, good, still. Curl.
It's close.
Hard. Whoa. Stop.
My goodness. Oh, it looks like
I
a
think
steal,
it's a steal
but
of 1, but a heck of a try.
what an effort. Wow. After all that, 1 yellow. Team Purcell will take the lead a little further ahead, 3-0. That was an excellent attempt from Paul Flemming.
Just needed to curl just a fraction more, Selena, and that would have he would have had that.
Perfectly.
Yeah, great weight, and just needed a little bit more curl. But Purcell's team, I don't know if they missed a shot yet. That's 2 solid ends of just makes, and they're looking really strong this morning, Selena.
Yeah. They look like they know and are super comfortable with the
Yeah.
ice and the weight and where to put the broom.
Yeah.
That's been a struggle for some teams this week, where to put the broom. But these guys are pretty consistent, and they seem to know it.
Still not very quick, eh?
It's not like Paul's team's playing badly. They're actually playing quite well. And, just fraction of a shot off, and that'll do it. Update on sheet 2. For those of you sticking with us, it's 2-0 now for Black. She takes her deuce in the second end over Team Mitchell. Mitchell trying to keep the spoiler status going.
Line's okay. Easy. Line's okay. All you on. We're throwing lots.
Heard Adam say he still doesn't think the ice is quite as quick. We were running closer to a 15 for hog to hog for those shots. I just took a time on that. I got a 14.5.
Right.
That's pretty typical what we'd see in a good curling club ice if you're used to playing at your curling club and you say, oh, the ice is fast. That's about what it's like right now.
Right.
It was lightning earlier. So no delayed corner this end. This is the corner guard right away.
Right away.
Well, just leave it.
It's a little light from Kelly.
Yeah.
Throw. I think I like here.
Okay.
That's pretty high.
Yeah. Give me the same broom then, Owen.
So if that corner guard was a little better, you hear Owen saying they might put the guard up, but
Right.
that's high, so they'll put a second one in the rings, knowing that Team Flemming, they'll probably be putting up another corner guard.
It's a little bit less. It's a little bit less.
Okay. Same line.
You love the chance to put a couple good ones in if you can.
If you gotta go, you gotta curl.
Yeah, if you need to go, you got to go for curl.
Not too deep, not too
Line's
deep.
going to get there, Ryan. Line's going to get there. It's all you. Great shot.
Very nice.
It's not bad. Paul indicated another corner, I believe.
Yeah, I love a double corner.
More people arriving out onto the patch. A little
They had to get the coffee first.
late risers. I barely beat them in.
That just means you were here enjoying the entertainment last night too much, Hugh, right?
No, I think I went home and I tried to sleep.
It was a jam-packed house
Yeah,
for
it
the
was.
1-2 games last night.
But I guess you kind of
Purcell Manual,
They're deep enough that if they
Black
come in
and
tap,
Smith.
it'd be great. Yeah.
I'm assuming those teams headed to the final might be keeping an eye on their competition right now, seeing who
Yeah.
they'll play this afternoon.
It was it's interesting. Did the game last night with Mike Bardsley, who's
Curl,
been to
curl,
the
Ryan,
Briar a
gotta
couple
curl.
times, and he had a really good comment saying that one team's going to be up in the morning, the other one's
Easy.
not going to be able to sleep because
Straight,
they'll have
straight
butterflies because they're in the final later on in the day. So they're both going to be awake.
Straight. Straight, keep going, keep going, keep going.
So Kelly's corner wicked on the top one, and then a little bit lighter than Owen would have wanted for Adam on that guard.
Yeah, he
Want
wanted
that a bit
something
tighter.
much
First miss of the
tighter.
game. I think that's their first miss of the game.
Yeah, I think it is, Kelly. That is their first, and
Kelly's keeping stats. It's easy when they throw 100.
yeah, not a still a guard, but he wanted that much tighter. So Ian Jerlick has an opportunity to come around and bump that now.
We're seeing so much when we have the guards in play with the free guard zone. We're seeing so many more of these kind of heavy draw, tap shots played.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Look at this. That's pretty good.
Good shot.
Right here.
Owen's.
Kelly was saying, I got it.
that
And
one.
anytime
Forgot to clear my
I'm playing
watch,
with
but
someone
it
who
looks
says they got it, I easily back away and say it's
Yeah,
all yours.
they'll be upset if you keep sweeping.
That's right. They don't
They're,
let me.
they're
anyways.
committed.
They don't let me sweep.
No fuss for Team Purcell. They're seeing the opportunity to have the scoring area be quite small.
Right.
So Ryan's just going to put this in the top 8 foot.
Weight's great. Weight's great. Little top, little top. Small
Curl
top.
then, curl then.
I don't want it. I want to let it sit.
Curl if we're tapping.
No, you're not. Let her bounce
I got to
back.
say,
Great shot.
Adam's consistent and updated weight calls are a dream for a skip.
Right.
He just keeps saying where he thinks it's going to end up over and over and over. And they've obviously, it works for this team very, very well. Some teams are a little more quiet about it. They'll say it and they won't say it unless it changes. But Adam, constant updates.
Yeah, he's one of the most solid front end players in the game right now in the province. Just among the top.
Wide open.
No, he's 1, 2, or 3, but he's certainly up there. And just for intensity in the game and just knowledge of the game and just shot making and sweeping. So
They're the top seed coming in to this tournament, so it was no surprise. They were in the 1-2 qualifying game. They won the second qualifier, and they were, of course, then in the 1-2 game last night.
Just hack. Just hack.
Just a little extra weight. It's not curling quite as much. Trying to get separation with those blues.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's still.
Both blues are wide open, but I don't think there's any kind of double to get them both moving right now. So for Team Flemming, they're kind of okay with that, but Owen's seeing, well, how do they do? How do they do anything if we just plant another one in here?
I like the hit and roll off the
Does he have
blue.
anything off that blue one over here or no?
Like maybe just into this. But I mean, if we end up like over here, it's like it doesn't matter even if he makes it. It's just an easy tap, right?
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm seeing.
Owen's seeing
I
those
see it
blue
as well.
stones
That's what I like.
not so bad.
You probably leave the yellow. So.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think hit and roll, and he's got that control zone covered.
Yeah, center line guard and
10-5.
4 rocks around the 4-foot. I'd say.
Needs this one to curl a little bit. Probably closer to a nose.
That's real good, Ryan.
It's not bad.
It's real good.
You can see that blue is pretty vulnerable, wide open. Paul's going to want to think about how are we going to get some opportunities to score here.
Paul can get to the inside of that yellow.
I agree. You can see how if Ryan's had rolled in front, it would have been
Right.
even better. Works really, really well because it's something to run into, something to use if they need. So Peter's going to try another soft weight hit here.
No, board.
Not going to remove all the yellows, but leave the blue in front. Trying to get to the nose.
Not bad. It's you got the.
Yellow, blue. Blue doesn't go.
Is there a thin double on the blues now?
You could ever like.
Can they get in there? Oh, it's tough.
They certainly can get to the inside of the blue one. I don't like the position of
Pretty
that blue.
straight there, though.
What if we just did something like this?
Well, he
Just
knows
outcount
the.
that.
He's gonna nose that yellow, make the double. The best shot is what he called the roll off the blue. It just
Well,
looks
this
like.
is kind of in the way. This is kind of in the way for that.
No. I mean, he's probably gonna hit the top yellow on the nose, stick the blue there, and sit 1 and 3.
Yeah, it's kind of why I want to move this.
Yeah, I know. That's like blue.
They agree.
I think they're all in agreement.
What kind of weight are you seeing?
I was seeing this.
Okay.
Like 11.5.
Yeah, 11.5.
So your shot, but a little softer.
Yeah.
Hugh, I don't think they can get there with
No.
weight.
10-5.
10-5. That's a nice control weight, hog to hog.
Heavy.
Whoa,
Heavy.
whoa. Clean, just clean it. Just clean it. Curl. Whoa, straight.
Adam thought heavy, but
Good
that
shot.
was
Andy
pretty
shot.
darn good.
Yeah, that was a grand shot. That one.
Same thing again.
Yeah, I think it is the same shot.
Yeah, I think Team Flemming really needs to use those yellows in the 4-foot. Purcell's sitting 1, probably not even 2. They're not super worried about it. They know what they're going to be doing. It's just punching those back.
I was even thinking board. Yeah, yeah, control. Control. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy how fast.
On the overcurl. Yeah.
So they're going to lose their blue.
Yeah.
Or try to hit it so thin that the blue chips back.
Yeah, I think you're almost edge on edge right now, aren't you?
It's interesting. Trying to get the blue. They'll lose the back one most likely, but the shooter is the one they're hoping to stick in the forefoot.
These have been just exciting ends. So many rocks in play.
This is thin. Got to get it off the guard. Oh, it's off the guard. They get it thin enough? No, blue's out the back. Shot stone, though.
Yeah.
And a little more breathing room in order to score. And that blue's pretty buried. That's very well made from Peter. Yeah, they were trying to keep the blue at the back, hit it thinner, but they made that about as good as they could.
I think you can get pretty close with like back line. Yeah, I'm seeing you run, you try and make the thin end off like the yellow one. Similar spot to what Ryan just did.
Shade low, like, well, not like with the broom. Yeah, right there.
And he's running it right back? Is that what the call is?
Yeah. They talked about a few things, and they mentioned maybe we just play the run and we'll have something on our last.
You got it, bud. Yep. Yep. You got it.
Straight back, hair high. There's a jam possibility if they get it a little off the center line. Owen's pretty darn good at these, though.
Close. Yep. Yep.
I hit something. He got
Ooh,
it.
wow. That was like no question. We can make that. And
Yeah.
excellent.
Yo.
How do you get there?
That is really tough.
Ooh, this is the overcurl. This is another end where Purcell hasn't really missed. The only one was Ryan nosed instead of curling. rolling.
I think Adam's third rock was a few feet higher
Oh,
than
yes.
he wanted.
The guard we
The
see.
guard, yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
Yeah.
There might have been a 3 in one of Ryan's, but I'm not sure.
My goodness.
At least.
So Paul looking for the skipper's deuce here with his
Looking
first
for a
shot.
big overcurl here. You'll see Owen Purcell get up and try the same shot.
Sweepers want to go for weight. They know it'll curl.
It's still out there a lot, though.
Oh, it's moving.
I think it's a bit light, is it not?
Just a tad.
Just a tad light.
He got the overcurl, though. Look, it's open on the other side. The line was perfect. Owen can probably see enough, though.
Probably okay.
I think the only shot now is a guard of that same. I think you just, don't you simply guard it? Guard that
Well,
hole.
you guard it there.
You can see like a quarter of it, if that's what you're asking.
So they
You
thought,
don't like hitting that blue? Make them draw against 5?
Well, if you
that
hit
is
that,
what I see, but
if you hit that blue, he can't score 2.
You can make it off your yellow if you wanted to, right?
Yeah,
It's,
no, I think we're just so important.
yeah.
they're worried about the guard. Their initial thought was to throw the guard and wondered if Paul had a double for 2. Adam doesn't think that's there on the wide yellow. I was surprised they didn't look at the hit first. It looks pretty natural to me. They've thrown this path
Yeah.
5 times or so this end.
I love that broom, bud. Yep. Yeah.
If you hit, you can't score 2. And he's going to be forcing him to
definitely,
one.
yep. Trust that broom, bud. I can hold it for you here. Yeah.
There's the
Forward.
positive talk.
Little light. Light.
Line's good. Hack. Just hack. Gotta hit it thick. Hit it thick.
Gotta hit it thick. Adam knows he might not get the rock out if he doesn't hit it close to nose, but no real issue there.
Great shot.
Just through. Great communication on this team, really.
So Paul will try the same shot, a little more weight.
Yeah, I'd say this is a force.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would say it's a force.
Facing 5, yeah.
They've looked really strong so far this morning.
Paul just threw this, so should feel pretty comfortable with the path. This looks like a little more ice. Not trying to do that over curl. Sweepers don't seem to mind it. It's got a lot better rotation than his last one, so it should carry a bit more.
Looks pretty good.
Very nice from
Nice
Paul
shot by
Flemming
Paul
for the
Flemming.
single. That'll leave the score 3-1. Purcell leading Flemming. Purcell will get the hammer back here in the 4th end. This is the semifinal of the Ocean Contractors Tankard Provincial, the men's provincial curling championships. Teams are vying for a spot. In this game, they're vying for a spot in the final. They'll meet team Matt Manuel tonight at 6 o'clock. The winner of that heading to the Montana's Brier March 1st in Regina, Saskatchewan.
I've been to some events in Saskatchewan. They always put on a good show. It's a rocking place for curling. So whoever gets to go, they'll have a great time.
Oh, gotcha. Well, he's had a
I
couple of
can't
years
say that's the
back.
one province I haven't been to, Saskatchewan. Yeah, I don't know why. Usually curling would take you there at some point.
Yeah,
It's
I've
a
not
big
been
part.
to BC.
Yep.
Actually,
I find that very hard to believe.
I know. I was supposed to go to an event there once, and it was just too much traveling and didn't go. But
It's okay. I heard they're getting more snow than us this year.
yeah. I was teasing someone. I work with folks right across the country, and was teasing them, saying we're the new BC. We're nice and warm, and they can have all the snow now. I've not been to the territories either, any of the 3.
Yes, that's why I said province.
Yeah.
I do know some lovely people from the territories,
So do
though.
I. Great
I'm
people.
sure there are a lot. That's one cool thing about going to curling events too, right, Hugh? Is you get to meet people. We
Wonderful
send representatives
people.
from
Yeah.
all the different provinces and territories, and you get to meet and curl against each other, and
Yeah, I've been really
celebrate or
fortunate,
commiserate after.
really fortunate to make some lifelong friends right across the country who are just wonderful people in the sport of curling, for sure.
Just leave it. It's fine up.
Make space.
One of my good buddies, Pete from Ontario, who chaired the Brier last year, he's been trying to reach me on the phone the past couple of days. So, Pete, if you're listening, I'm really busy doing this, and I will get back to you. It's one of the good people that I've met.
Does he text?
He does. We're older, though. We're more of a phone call type.
I love a good text. If I don't, if I can't answer, I'm like, can you text me the gist, and I'll remember to call you after. What's the score? If you're not flipping back and forth, we can update you on the Scotties semi. You see, Hugh, they're playing 4 also.
It is Black took her deuce in the second end, and Mitchell came back with a deuce in the third. And it looked like Black was setting up for a couple here, but Mitchell just made a nice little freeze, and now Black's going to have a tough shot. I think she could get her deuce, maybe even a 3, but it's a delicate shot. Might be able to hold her shooter on this one, but
Easy, gotta
she'll
curl.
be trying to
Gotta
pick
curl
that out
really
to get her
good.
deuce.
Whoa. Straight.
We'll let you know.
Straight. Clean. Line's really good. Whoa. Line will get there.
What a lovely curl on this one. It's just so nice. We're in perfect line where Selena and I have the privilege to sit and just watch that come in nicely. It's
Beautiful.
really great.
Team Flemming, they're down 2 without, so they had to put up the center guards and nicely placed, but obviously that leaves Team Purcell the
Yeah,
chance to play those draws, and
Yeah.
no mistake from Adam.
And a pistol shot by Christina Black and scores her 3. Her shooter hangs around. She'll take a 5-2 lead.
So this is a very important shot here. Ian Jerling throwing.
Good.
This might be the steal point that they're going for. As we know, we're going to see Purcell try to clean things up, and look at that.
Beautiful shot.
Shot stone frozen on the back yellow.
My first thought was like 3/4 and on the top 2.
Okay.
A little surprised Owen was going to play into that. They're up with
Yeah,
Hammer, just needs to keep
I
it
think
clean.
this is the right call as well. And with the ability of their hitting ability, Paul's going to have to put up some really good guards. Or
Clean. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. 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 No. Right off.
Wanted to touch that second one. That was not far off.
And Paul will put another one up there. Or he might freeze in again. I kind of like the high guard.
Oh, yeah, I think the guards, no doubt the call. They don't need to try and put another one in there and set up a big blast for Purcell.
If this was Paul's last, then you
Absolutely.
freeze in there, but not right now.
So Ian's got to take 12 to 14 feet off this one. And sometimes what happens is they don't curl enough when you throw the lighter weight. They just don't have enough time to curl as much. So that's why Peter Burgess is on the curl. 19.3 I got on the
Tight one too.
hug to hog. That's
You can roll off the tight one too. Like, there's no
almost
sense
20
of getting
seconds.
Peel on that top.
Get this one.
I think so, yeah.
It wasn't a lot of weight.
It's going off of this this tight guard.
Kellen. Oh shit, I mean Peter, because like there was so much.
So because that didn't curl quite up to the center line, they're going to peel the tight guard. That's the one that's helping Team Flemming the most.
Yep.
Ryan looked like he slid a little tight on
tight
that,
on
but
that one,
Adam
yeah.
got it out.
Good sweep by Adam.
It's the beauty of a good sweeper, even when you have peel weight. Not really any choice here but to put that back up.
Tight. No, heavy.
Doesn't want it to be tight.
Top 12. Top 12. Curl it.
I think you're going to see Owen knows that one, I think.
Maybe even roll the shooter on.
Interesting.
I'm going to say a special shout out. I know there's someone watching who
Yeah.
saw us, Hugh. 4-year-old Mackenzie Wilson is watching, and maybe a future curler.
Yeah, great.
She got a few curlers in the family. Her dad, Skip, is a couple seats away. Mike Callahan coaching Team Mitchell.
You run it.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yes. Right to it.
Okay.
Look at that.
Good. Sorry, Paul.
It wasn't how they were going to make that
No.
hue, but worked out okay.
Careful, there's a few blue ones in there. I'm trying to plunk one in again.
If I had a couple feet on this, 3 feet. Yep.
I expect regardless of where this ends up, we're going to see Owen probably
Blast.
running with that
Running
tight
that-
yellow. They
yeah.
didn't want anything out in front.
Top 4. T-line. Top 4. Cool.
This one has to curl a fair bit.
Keep going. Keep going.
It's coming over, but
Look at this.
Beauty, Pete. Attaboy.
does it not set up the double though?
Like this.
Yeah, they needed that rock more, so
Yeah, let's just so peel. Let's whip it.
Does it ever like clip the back yellow and get all 3 or no?
No, it doesn't touch it.
Okay.
3/4.
so this will have some heat on it. Ryan's going to hit pretty even just outside of where Owen's broom is right now, just a bit outside.
Just off.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Whoa, right off. No, never, never, never. Oh, God.
Oh, he got lucky there. Is not what they called, but
Much wider than they expected to hit that. So Paul's going to play the short
short tap.
hit weight tap.
Wait on his to come up short of the T-line.
After all those, you might end up with a blank here.
Looks like he's playing it with a heavier weight. You hear control, so we'll see blue onto yellow. Thought maybe you'd play this with a tap weight.
If you can get it just slightly on the inside, it'll take away any chance of a double for Owen as well.
Yeah.
Control.
Got to keep that high of the
Right
line.
away. It's really moving fast.
They weren't worried about the guard. It was that,
Oh,
the overcurl.
wow.
My goodness.
Wow. That was a
Just soft weight. I think that was just like a board, and sweepers knew
Yeah.
it, and they will curl. We've said
thought
all
just-
week the lightweight curls.
just get on the inside of it. I didn't think it would be anywhere near that would curl that much.
Yeah. Even full 4 is okay if we're pretty much as long as
That
the
surprised everybody. Put a full 4, put a shot full 4 just behind that blue one. It's going to be tough for Paul.
Yeah, even if Owen only can tuck half of it, he doesn't have to
Yeah.
be fully behind and do what we infamously refer to as the Christmas tree, looking like
A full
ornaments hanging
You're probably looking
off
at like 15-8.
the branches. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
You heard it. Full top 4 buried would be absolutely perfect.
It's great. Top 8 right now.
tight.
Little light.
Always straight.
Top 4. Top 4.
Line good.
They like the weight.
Take curl.
Got a curl though.
Your top 4. Your top 4.
Yep.
He missed a curl a bit.
Got the weight. Did it get the line, or is there a double for Paul? Oh, looks pretty there.
He plays the same shot he just played. Would not with the
Just
overcurl.
curl a little less, yeah.
Gotta get the nose.
That needed to curl. I was surprised that they thought it had lots of. The line was good. I thought it was out there. So
Just too much
Weight was
broom, I
fine.
think. Weight was perfect, yeah.
yeah, weight was fine. Just and it could have been top 8, but
Do you think Paul's throwing an actual control? Because that one was a little light. He's probably throwing the same weight he intended to throw on the last. The broom's in the same place.
Normal.
Close. Curl. Curl.
Very nice.
Good. Good.
Nice
Peter
shot.
making sure, but no mistake there.
You can't nose that.
Owen has 2 options.
Oh yeah, we can probably nose it.
Oh, I didn't think you could nose it, but yeah, if you hit it right on the nose, you'll be shot.
This is curling up lost here, Ryan.
I think it's no doubt you can nose that blue, and that was probably an unnecessary
Here now. Paul's
draw.
asking
Some
to
people
draw
would still throw it, but I just
Yeah,
it's
no,
wider
I
out,
would,
and the hit's there.
for control. Forward. I'm gonna hit a sliver less, but okay. We can roll a little bit to the right.
Taking a little more ice than Paul, so they must be throwing a bit less.
I think he indicated board.
Heavy board.
Just clean it. Just clean it.
Ryan likes it.
Curl.
Got to curl a little.
Curl.
Should be close.
Just clean.
And a nice shot for Owen Purcell. He rolled a little bit that side and single there. That was a messy end at times.
Just knows that. Like, what's he gonna do if you do that?
Yeah, just having some talk. Was that the right shot, the draw? But
Can't change it now, but it's
That's
always
right.
it's always a good debrief, and I'm sure they'll have that conversation post game. And with that, single point in the 4th, Team Purcell, they take a 4-1 lead over Flemming. Team Flemming, little glimmer there in that end. They had some
Yeah.
chances.
they had some chances, but Purcell's team still looks strong, and
Great attempt there, but it is
a bit of missed chance by Purcell's team. Actually, they had the chance at a deuce there, and just that one stayed out there a little more than they thought. And but move on. They got their single. That was the important thing, because at one point they looked like they might struggle to score. So, and they're in control, 4-1 after 4 ends of play. If you knew before the game that you could be in that position, you certainly take it. So, Adam McEachran be asked to put it in, I think, the top 4, I suspect, if I was a betting man.
I'd real light, Ryan.
Line's good.
Yeah, 3 up. Probably not putting up the guard, I don't think.
Out a little wider.
I'm going to remind everyone
Curl, Ryan, or Owen.
that
Curl.
our title sponsor is Ocean Contractors Limited. They're located in Dartmouth, and they've been a valued sponsor of curling events from teams. Man, my words, I'm sorry. Valued sponsor of curling events and teams from the province for a number of years. And we're really happy to have them here with us for this Tankard Championship. You can visit them at oceancontractors.ca. And always think of Ocean Contractors
I really thought I was
when you
super light
have
on that.
paving or concrete projects. They also do a lot of municipal work, project management, so lots of opportunities to think of Ocean Contractors as a chance to say thank you for what they are doing for curling in this province.
And just heavy cleaner in. That's a rocket. Good sweep.
Another corner guard there, Team Flemming. That one's a little better positioned than in the 3rd end where Kelly had the high guard. I think that one's a bit faster of a rock that he's throwing. And Adams was just tight, so he's going to come around now. We saw this
Close line.
turn played in the 3rd end.
Always straight. Line's good. Easy, easy, easy. You're killing it.
Line's getting good. Line's good. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Close.
Close line.
Yep.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Curl now.
Looks like very nice line.
Great shot.
And that one will nibble the top button. Really well placed. And that'll pose a problem for Team Flemming later in the end. So you're seeing Paul call the freeze on it. Probably an acknowledgement of what a good shot that was. Not playing the come around on the corner guard, playing the freeze. We'll see if Kelly Middlestat can get there. Kelly originally from Edmonton, Alberta, which I don't know how I didn't know until this week. He's curled for 36 years. That's longer than everyone out on the ice for Team Purcell's been alive.
Good brush, boys.
And he's curled in all the Tankards since he moved here in 2001 to Nova Scotia, and he had 3 junior provincials in Alberta.
So he knows how to curl.
Yeah, we had I'm a big fan of Kelly. Really
Yeah, he's
good
a great
curler.
curler.
Always in the mix, always playing well, always does a great job for his team. I think we could say that about everybody out on the ice right now, actually.
He's always played the lead position. I think since he's in junior he played. I think he played third when they won their national title. But here he's been playing lead. He's sort of like the other, like Phil Kroll, who the two guys.
They own the position. Yeah.
They've dominated the position for such a long time in the province.
Oh, boy. Well done.
Adam wanted that half a rock deeper, hey?
Yeah.
No, because that's kind of, I don't know.
It's not a bad shot. I have a feeling in a few years we'll be saying the same stuff about Adam as we do
Right.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Just owns the position, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of responsibility throwing those first setup shots. I was talking last night to Tommy B upstairs, and he said, we need some lead love. So there we go.
Well, the two guys, Kelly and Phil, have dominated the position. I mean, look who's. They've traditionally been in the final, usually winning. So the two between one or the other, and there's a reason for that, right? And
Okay.
Guard this.
I'm loving as we watch these, I'm reading some of the superstitions. I haven't read them for these teams. Paul Flemming's superstition, I guess it's more of his routine before a game.
Weight's good.
Large 2 cream, half sugar.
Pretty halfway.
And 5 minutes of alone time.
Halfway.
Very specific.
Oh, really?
And I
Wow.
believe that.
not fish and chips. I thought Paul was a fish and chip
right in the
store.
logo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you have not gone to Paul's Fish and Chips, you should go because it's very, very good.
Head out.
Just a shout
The
out.
number 7, Muscatobit.
Yeah. Shout out.
The rest of Team Flemming, I don't know that I would call Paul's a superstition, but maybe more of a routine. Everyone else on his team says no or not anymore or don't tell anyone.
Update over in sheet 2. 2 points by Mackenzie Mitchell. Gets her back in at 5-4. They've really gone on a roll. They're the underdogs of this tournament. I think they were seeded 7 or 8. I think 7 by the teams. And they're giving everybody a run for their money.
They're on their 5th end break, and coach is trying to. Stu McLean's out there for Team Black, Mike Callahan for Team Mitchell,
Opens that up.
keeping it light.
Guard this.
Guard for our life now, and we're chilling.
Probably Aaron being on
That's great. His commentary are great.
Like a little less. Yeah.
Says what the team needs to hear and not a lot more. Very useful. And good conversations with the person throwing gives them the confidence to throw as well.
High. Line good. High. Line good.
Just over.
Line good.
Just over. I think you're good line, Ryan.
Line good.
They're just trying to prevent Team Flemming from ever using that corner guard. Just keep them busy with everything in the rings here.
You like flopping under the top one with 4?
They're looking at a hit on that tight guard and rolling under the corner.
Just roll under, bite the 12.
Peter Burge, a smart curler there too. He was a skip for a while. I think he lost a final once. Tankard
I'd
to
rather get a second one.
Mark Dacey, I think in Liverpool maybe a few years ago.
And one in 2015
Yeah.
with Glenn McLeod throwing last rocks. Always a solid thrower. They're playing on the guard that was just thrown. Trying to clear a couple yellows, wouldn't you say?
He's got some action coming
Oh, that
in.
looks nice.
Nice shot.
Shooter stayed out front, but it's a little more friendly closer to the rings now for those blue Flemming rocks.
Guard this one.
I almost love putting it back in like this.
Now they got that blue rock in the way now on the right-hand side. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Like 3 or 4 feet more. Top. You're
little
just
warm.
tight. Top 12 probably.
Okay, you're always on this side.
Okay, you're top.
Adam
Just
doesn't
tight.
love it.
Just leave it.
You're just
I
tight.
just want
Owen.
it to stop.
You're even halfway. You're even halfway.
Wow, that's coming right off.
Did it ever?
Wow.
It just went
job.
sideways. Came right down. Like Adam's a pretty good judge of weight. He's staying top 12
Yeah.
for a bit, and then it just died. Good shot. I mean, that's where they wanted it. So
Back 4. Back 8.
I think it was Ryan a couple games ago.
No, no.
I think Owen said something that was a Ryan throw. I don't want to say that was the case if I'm wrong.
actually,
Where Rock did a little different than they expected. Just he threw a little different.
Little light.
yeah, I think they would have actually liked that. I said that's what they wanted, but actually, I think they wanted it that a little further over to guard this shot, getting to that back one. Got to get off that. It's off the guard.
Curlin now still has to move a
Got
lot.
to move a lot to get to the yellow. It's close.
Touched it, but not quite enough.
Changes the angles a little bit.
I think that's pretty good. I think it's better than throwing a guard. If you want if we're here,
I don't know still how Paul would have anything for 2. As is, I have a feeling that blue sandwich would still leave. I know you say the angles are a bit better, but I think it still goes off that yellow out the side with weight.
Part of me wants to get rid of that back blue one. I think if you could ever get to the that yellow, you might get rid of those 2 yellows and save that blue in the middle. And
I like Owen's call. Yeah. As long as you
I'm not sure if I do. I don't want to touch that guard at all.
like this disturbs the run on our own guard.
They're thinking just complicate things
I know,
by
I'm just
putting
thinking
another
right
one
now
in
he's got
there
this for 2.
or plant the run.
I was thinking if we can get one to get the angle better so the 2 goes nowhere and he might even kick a 6 out of it. Does it take away the 2? What if he goes right here? I said, does it? What if he goes right here afterwards? We guard against an angle, run against 3? I don't like that.
Putting another one in.
Yeah.
Ideally
I'm
out
thinking
counting
freezing
that
it
back
up here
blue.
is great.
You're
I mean,
right, Hugh.
you
They
can
could
throw
just
one
hit the
right
back
here,
blue
it's pretty
too.
good,
Pretty straight here, Ryan.
Yeah, I see this. Yeah, I get it. If they play the back blue one
8?
and he puts it, plunks it onto that yellow, then there is a possibility of a 3. So this certainly.
Throw you the same weight as
Your other one? Yeah. Should be pretty good, I think.
it'll just be less of a
Just trying to make Paul's shots a little
More
harder.
complicated, yeah.
Yeah.
When you're just freezing like top 12.
Certainly
Then you
makes
get a
our,
miss.
Makes our analysis a little more complicated, doesn't it?
Well, they dug through about 5 different shots because they're always thinking, what's the leave? What are we leaving? And what's he going to make? And what's harder and easier? And
Top
especially
12,
when you know
weight's real
people
good.
can throw the big weight.
Weight's
You
real
want to
good.
know where the rocks will go.
Line's real tight. Line's good. Line's really good.
Now the last one came down, so
Gotta
it'll be
go.
interesting to
Gotta go.
see. This one's
Yeah,
coming down
same.
as well.
You're just tight.
It's curling a ton.
Curling a lot. That's exactly what happened the last one. Adam thought it was.
Okay, the tight, and yeah, it came right off. I think it.
We're sitting 3.
We're looking at a run
And we're no longer behind them in time.
on the blue.
We're no longer behind them in time. It's a slow game.
Yeah, we're playing 5, and the women have already had their 5th end break.
It is a slow game, but there's been a ton of rocks every end. It's
They're not super far behind.
no,
Just
no,
played
no,
more
it's-
draws.
Yeah.
They've been playing a lot more draws.
Yeah, the time isn't that bad. You'd like to have a minute or two more at the start of the second half, but it's not off. I think they're at both around 18, 20 or so.
They started with 38, so we're just past halfway in their
Yeah.
time, but they'll pick it up in one end here. Of course, with thinking time, the running time for the stones doesn't count. This is going to be wild. This is a long run back, but it's to sit 3.
Better make it, though. He's going to get one shot at it, I think.
And this is a little bit high on that blue stone.
Just slightly off, yeah.
Broom side.
One of the few players still with us. Lift delivery.
Going
on the
hard.
inside.
Tight.
So,
I don't think Paul ever got out to that one. It
no,
was
I think you're right.
out of his hand.
Right out of his hand, tight.
A little lucky for Team Purcell after their guard was a bit light. You see, that's why they wanted that in the rings.
He's probably
So,
playing this into the yellow, though. Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
is that angle run there?
Yeah.
That's for 2.
I was almost thinking this is like best case. Well, whatever we guard, I think he's still going to try and make.
Well, I don't like feeling it. I just like 10-5.
You can guard on the head of the rock, or you can come around in and
Yeah, I like just
Block
hitting
it.
it and rolling over in front of the yellows.
Yellow, that's perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably.
Well, I mean,
Could he pick the blue? But that's only. Is there anything off of this blue?
well, I think
I know, I'm
Paul's
just trying to
shot's only
think of,
for
like, what
2
he's
if he
gonna do. I don't
if he
even hate
angles.
hitting the
You mean the
back
blue
one
at
and
the
leaving
back?
him that shot for 1, really. Like hitting that back one and leaving him that slash for 1. Like.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
let's.
Ryan, just kneel.
Interesting.
I mean, yeah, we've already got the steal on, so let's just. Now we can be a little bit conservative. Nice positive throw here, Owen. You'll get some curl.
Interesting. Good throw.
And this is not what they saw Paul playing.
There's no way he thinks this is possible.
Just back 8 weight. Hit the yellow anywhere. We'll
Adam with the comment. There's no way he thinks this is possible.
I think Paul's going to lob this one.
Is it picking the blue?
No, I think he's tapping yellow, blue.
Well, it'll be a heck of a shot if he makes it.
So he'll need to curl around those guards. He's got to get almost to the nose of the yellow Purcell
Yeah,
stone in the
yeah.
top
You need
4, top 8.
Phil Necro throwing this knuckleball here that he kind of wants to go to around the corner.
Yeah, that's definitely one.
Let's see. Can Paul Flemming make this?
Has to be kind of considered.
back line.
Yep. What kind of turn you want to play in that second guard.
If there's anybody out there who can do it, it's probably him.
Throw.
It'll be close on the curl. It's going.
It's really close. Oh, heck of a
Just-
try.
Just not enough. Tough shot and close again, but no go for Paul Flemming.
No.
They'll give up a steal. And after 5, Purcell will lead 5-1, and we'll be back in 5. We're back. That 5-minute break goes by awful quickly.
It does.
Hugh Avery's here. I'm Selena Thompson, and we thank you for joining us here in this semifinal of the 2024 Ocean Contractors Tankard Team Purcell, with a commanding 5-1 lead over Team Flemming so far. And I think, Hugh, the story of the game is the shot making out of Team Purcell.
Yeah, it's just they seem to have their game face on this morning.
Pretty close, though, right?
Just really, there's sort of a different intensity level with them. They just look so focused. And to your point, there's been, I think in the third end,
Line's okay.
Adam had one. He would have got a 3 out of 4, but I think that's the only blemish up to that point. And then they've only had a few, like no zeros. I don't think. They've made everything look relatively easy, and they've not been easy shots, and even run backs and such, Selena. They've been just
they're making it hard on this experienced Team Flemming, and if anyone's not gonna get too worried or too off by being down, is Paul Flemming here, skip of this team. They haven't played together this year too much, put themselves together for this tournament. Paul and Peter focused on seniors earlier in the year when they went to the Nationals and ended up winning. And but you bring together a nice little front end, and they can all curl well together. But just given a lot of difficult shots from this Team Purcell, for
the
sure.
funny thing is they're not playing bad at all.
No.
And the way they're playing, they shouldn't be down 5-1. It's just that Purcell's team is playing really well.
Curl if you have to go.
Okay, always curl.
This one's up there a little bit.
As many of you will know, the winner of this game will go on to face Team Manual. They're waiting in the wings for the 6 o'clock final for the Tankard. Team Manual undefeated so far this week. It's they haven't played as many games as some of the other teams, but they've been able to come out for practice in lieu of that. When you win in a triple knockout format, you tend not to have to play as many games. And they won the 1-2 last night versus Purcell. It was a very exciting start to that game. Got broken open a bit in the 7th end with a 3 spot from Team Manual. So they'll wait and see who they'll play.
We were a little nervous on that last one. It looked like it might be heading towards the rings, but it just stopped in time. And so Owen Purcell now will put up a center line guard.
Okay, easy. Same line as this.
And we have an update from the Scotties semifinal. Team Black versus Team Mitchell. Black was up 1 with hammer in the 6th, scored her deuce. So she'll lead 7-4. Team Black looking for a rematch against Team Smith, who's waiting in the final of the Scotties. Smith won the 1-2 game last night against a, up until then, undefeated Team Black. And so in this end here, Team Flemming with the hammer again. They really need to score a couple here. Want to make use of that hammer, that last rock. And they have maybe not the perfect setup from Team Purcell. There's a off-center guard.
Just board.
Ian Jerling can get in here. And look at those yellows just moving behind the tee line.
I think so.
Those are going to be helpful.
10-5.
And for Owen, he wants a chance to rip those guards and not have any blues in the rings. Here we see Ryan Abraham.
Yeah.
And you get a few yellow rocks behind the guard, behind the tee line. So I'll be looking to use those to his advantage.
Okay, Ryan.
Rolled a little further than they wanted there, Hugh.
Or hit and roll in off the center guard. Yeah, I don't know that either. Yep.
The team's talking about what Paul's indicating. Oh, he was thinking a guard.
Go tap. Can you play tap?
Reminder that Flemming is blue,
Hit and roll behind the corner
so
off the center guard.
he's looking at guards.
Hit the center roll behind the corner. Yeah, put, control.
Team likes this shot. He was looking at a guard. I know why, because he likes that those yellow stones are behind the tee line and he can get there eventually. There's no rush.
He's not panicked at all.
Let the hair up.
I might be panicked.
Oh, I'd be panicked. This is Paul Flemming. and
He's not. So they want to roll the blue on.
Yeah, that,
Watch this,
they
though.
wanted to keep that around. Might spin back. Yep.
Oh,
it
the
was.
lucky spin. Sometimes those just kind of wobble and walk outwards, and maybe half the time they spin. But that was a big spin.
So Owen recognizes that those two yellows in that corner guard will are dangerous. So he's going to open it up, and
He might.
Should get some good curl here. I think.
If this is thick, they might just go off the back yellows, which would actually help Team Purcell.
that's right.
Those two rocks are hurting them right now.
He's looking for a big rollover, maybe nullify that other blue one.
Close. Whoa. Close. Yep. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, right off.
Shot.
Oh, nice.
Great shot.
Big double from Ryan Abraham.
Just a
Wow.
steady, and no panic in the call either. It was close, and just a pistol of a shot.
So here's why Paul was patient, though.
Yep.
He's got a corner guard. Does not care about those rocks in the rings.
Right.
He's going to be going for it.
You eventually have to care for them, but right now he doesn't.
Sweepers are saying heavy. Back 8.
Not what he's looking
Oh, this looks quite heavy.
for. Might need a little rub to stick around.
They'll take it.
Now,
Can you see it?
you peel the guard.
The only thing with peeling the guard, you got to be aware of the rocks in the
Yeah,
rings.
you got to go at it this way because you could still jam on the yellow, but there's a greater chance if you come outside in and jamming on the stuff in the middle.
Yep. Yep. Lead. Yep, I got it. Shot.
Great shot. Avoids the jam.
What's up? Yeah, exactly.
And no one doesn't leave a mind giving up a deuce here. He'd like to only give up one, but if he gives up a deuce, he'll have the hammer playing the 7 up by a couple.
But they can't play a guard at this point. Got to move the stones in the rings because they're not out counting these ones.
Needs to save this shooter.
Watch the shooter. Oh, doesn't outcount that top side yellow. So just hit that one.
Yeah, it'd be lying 3.
When you're up in points, Team Purcell, they're not
Try and
super upset if they give up 2, but they'd love a force here.
no. He's probably gonna roll off the center line one.
Yeah, then we're doing this.
Yeah, but does that make that roll easier if we roll wide? Like I'm saying, if we roll a rock center line, does that not make his roll a little harder?
Yeah, exactly.
This is good.
They don't really want to roll out.
No.
Paul would have a thin double on the yellows. They also don't want to leave him something easy, an easy double. They'd rather leave him something where he'd risk rolling his shooter out. They know Paul's going to have to hit. So I think they liked Adam's suggestion.
Little light.
Just clean. Clean.
Little light.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just clean it. A little bit straight.
There we go.
Nice shot. Paul's going to do a little hit and flop, I suspect, or just a freeze or a bump back.
Yeah, he's probably abandoning his plans to use that side blue to score. So wants to maybe move this blue or this yellow to a spot where Owen can't peel it out. So move it 2 rocks back, 2 feet back.
He's hitting and rolling. Yep, back 12. Yeah.
So this is just with draw weight, just back 12. Sweepers like it.
Nice curling. Going to tap that more than they wanted, and
Just over curled.
Owen should have a pick that out of there and force Paul to a single.
Just feel it out.
Yeah.
No danger.
You can see had that not curled up to the nose and just passed, Owen wouldn't have this option. So close. Perfect weight.
Yeah,
Tracks here.
it's a tough shot.
Yeah.
But,
I like it. If you're throwing peel, yeah, I like it.
I like a little less ice, Ryan.
You got it, bud. Nice.
We had a big bang here at the Halifax Curling Club, and Hugh Avery's sitting beside me doing the commentating, but he's the president, so I think he's worried. not something else. It's had some flooding earlier this year, and still putting things back together. Don't need anything else to go wrong as Owen makes that.
Owen.
Interesting. Does Paul take on the skinny? Yep.
he certainly does. But you got to be careful. Doesn't want to give up a steal.
Throwing control or? One restaurant for sale.
Yeah, a bit of a miss there from Owen.
I haven't thrown it in here. I haven't seen it. Yeah, we could play it with just board.
He hit it so thin that he
He knows that though.
went off his own, needed a bit thicker.
Anything once he gets down.
This is still a very tough shot, mind you. Very thin. Like less than a quarter rock, I think.
Just looking at the
About a
women's
quarter.
game.
Might be a shot for 3 for Team Mitchell.
Yeah, ties that game up 7-7. Wow. Close. It's very close.
I like hearing yeah, whoa. Means it's close. Look at this. Can they get that yellow? Oh,
He
no.
does. I think it's going to be. I think it's only the.
A little thinner. We'll wait. It looks obvious from the overhead. Oh,
Just the one.
Pete's kicking the rock.
A heck of a try.
My goodness. A hair thinner. I think that's, again, the story of the game.
The kind of look of Paul's reaction was, gosh, they've been playing well, and just Purcell's team playing a little bit better. And when they had their chance, they just didn't capitalize, and he almost made it. Tough shot.
Can we catch a break on a thin double? With that, we're going to assume, based on those reactions, that was just a single for Team Flemming. They'll trail 5-2. Team Purcell with hammer up by 3, playing 7. And the teams have caught up a little bit of their time. We were a little worried there.
Yeah.
They only took a few minutes, 3 minutes to play that end, and 4 ends to go. They have about that much time to play every end.
We had our timer volunteer, Donnie Clow, he's had a few tough games there where it's down less than a minute. It put a lot of pressure on these timers. It's really tough when you're timing a game and they're under a minute. And you want to make sure you're hitting that button correctly, and so we have all volunteers doing it, but they're doing a heck of a job, and I want to thank them for helping out and making sure everything is done correctly. Nobody's run out of time. Your brother was the closest. He was down to 1 second.
He was throwing a Hail Mary, so
Yeah,
I feel like it wasn't that big of a deal in
Wasn't a
that
big deal.
case.
No,
But
no, that's right. But they know how to manage, and
you can theoretically play an end in about a minute if you really had to, and you didn't take any time to call your shots. Theoretically.
All you, Ryan, is this.
that end was a lot more open than the other ends. The
Yeah.
other ends were played like what we traditionally know as skins game, and it's sort of just all about thinking and strategy. And
I miss the skins. We haven't seen that so much
yeah, we have not. You're right.
lately. I suppose mixed doubles has taken over a bit in terms of like a different style of play,
Yeah.
which is thrilling. And we have we've been talking a lot about Adam McEachern for Team Purcell, and there was a big mixed doubles tournament at CFB Halifax Curling Club recently, and he and his mixed doubles partner Mary McKetton Driscoll, runners up in that tournament to the Norway. I think it's the Norway national
I think
team.
it was. Yeah, that was it was a great field. You had the Olympic silver medalists from Switzerland were in the tournament. Epping and Weigel were here. A few Japanese teams from their national squad, and really great curlers. Harry Lill from Estonia. They're one of the top
not
teams
in,
in the
is it?
world at mixed doubles.
Yeah, and it's really becoming a specialty for
Am I
teams.
peeling it?
And the fun part
You ever like bored or no?
for leads is leads tend to be really good at mixed double because they can throw the soft weight shots and sweep.
Clean. Whoa, 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 whoa. Close. Close, clean. Clean.
That bluestone slipped into the ring, so
Hard
it's
curls.
hittable.
Sit.
They want to stick that yellow over on the side. Does the blue go all the way out? Oh, just not.
No. But the yellow is so counting it. Looking out onto the in the ice shed and our patch, we have a couple of former Tankard champs. I think Glenn McLeod's over there. Richard Barker, former champions.
Tankard.
I was going to say Flemming can guard again here. They talked about the freeze, but Owen's going to peel
Tankard.
after this.
Top 8. Top 8. We're good.
Oh, they are freezing. It's a pretty nice
Great
shot
shot.
there. Wow.
Pistol.
That's what we're talking about. Team Flemming is playing like that and still not generating those points. It's just being taken away from Team Purcell.
So now they'll be in the peeling mode. This is Adam throwing Scott's first rock.
checking. We talked about the superstitions for Team Flemming earlier. Owen Purcell, he's not particularly superstitious.
No?
Ryan Abraham, he likes wearing a nice pair of socks.
Well, I like wearing a nice pair of socks. Good superstition.
Makes you feel good to wear a nice pair of socks. What can I say? I like that attitude. And Adam out there on the ice, he likes to keep the same routine. That's a pretty common one. When I know I saw Jill Brothers. She had a interesting one. She said, well, if things are going well, we like to keep doing things the same, like sitting in the same place in the car. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I've heard that before, actually.
And Scott's not here, Scott Zachary, but I'm sure he's thrilled for everyone to know that if he's in the Tankard finals, he tends to wear red boxers. And he says, ha ha. If it works, it works. I mean, he's one of few.
Well, Team Purcell continues on this the way they're playing. He may have to break them out for later this evening. I mean, he might not be out on the ice, but he's certainly with the team.
Absolutely. Scott's the veteran on that team, and
Yeah.
it's hard to say someone in their 30s is a veteran necessarily, but the rest of the team's between age 22 and 24. So, yes, I think he qualifies. And it's been to
Old man Zachary on the team.
few Briars, yeah.
He's only in his 30s. That's funny. But Scott's like a seasoned veteran, though. He's been playing. He's been to the Briar multiple times now, and just solid player.
I'm looking at the sheet again, and Ryan Abraham throwing. I didn't notice this before. Who has the best curling delivery in Nova Scotia? Owen Purcell thinks it's Ryan Abraham, and I think Ryan's got a pretty nice one. Ryan Abraham says Andrew Abraham, his dad,
Oh,
A little more than that.
who I get to play occasionally.
okay.
I'm sure Andrew taught Ryan everything he knows.
Yeah, if you're watching, just watch Ryan and his delivery. It's
Smooth like
pretty,
butter.
pretty impressive.
Wait, you're right. You're right there. You're to it. Your weight is great.
Oh, they need this to
Oh,
curl.
this is not.
Puck, I think.
You can
I
get
thi-
them both without disturbing this.
Yeah, I think
Yep,
there's going to be a ton of weight coming on this shot, and if he can hit
quite
a
thin.
thin half on this one, you're going to get rid of all of those blues out of there.
Probably catch the shooter on the side too. That side yellow if it doesn't go
Wide.
under.
A little wide.
I think you're good. Good shot.
Nice shot.
And the yellow goes
That was
under.
Just a mistake by Peter, and no mistake at all by Ryan Abraham at all. And
That yellow hasn't moved.
it never moved a speck. So now it's all freeze here for Paul. He doesn't want to give up a deuce.
Throwing in the same spot Peter just did. They know the spot. They know the ice.
Very little hesitation on what Paul's decision was. Down
really
and
good.
throwing.
Wait, good.
Yeah, no real choice. If you hit, you're going to be giving up the deuce. The goal of the freeze in this case, make Owen remove his own stone and lose the shooter. Maybe get out of it with a blank.
A little heavier than they wanted, and you're going to see Owen, I think. That's a bit of a surprise.
Just pick it, hey?
Owen could go for the 2 points if he picks it out. Paul's probably going to throw the freeze again. Not really any choice.
Yeah, I think it's either pick it on the out turn or throw control. Like,
Let's just go with this.
get cute with board, but I don't really love that.
Cute with board, like Adam's indicating, is
Yeah.
try and remove it and stick your shooter.
A lot of people wonder why wouldn't you just try to hit it, bump it out, and roll and sit 3? Well, because he is up by 3.
Risk.
It's just the risk reward.
Real straight here.
He doesn't want to give up a steal, and so
I was even seeing that on my
it's just not worth the risk of jamming and not scoring. And
Yep. You got it, bud. Yep.
Paul will play the same shot, the same freeze.
Please. Yep. Yep. Please, please.
Good throw.
Clean pick. That's what they were looking for. So Peter, Paul puts the broom down for the freeze. Peter was over there looking to see if Paul ever were to try that double if it jams on the blue at the back, but I don't think Paul was ever going to consider that. And maybe looking if they can corner freeze and Owen blasts if the shooter jams on the back too. That Yellowstone still could come into play for Owen if he really needed to. Paul makes this perfect.
Less. Pretty good.
The pin's not available.
A foot less would be.
Easy knot, easy curl.
It needs to finish.
Yep. Straight.
Peter was going to get them to go around. Just did not curl up
did
enough.
Not finish for him, and we're going to have an open hit for 3. I would not be surprised if
Normal or?
that could.
Okay.
Long way to come back down 6 after 7 ends if Owen makes his shot. And I think they have to play. I don't know if they have to play 8 ends in the playoffs or not.
Yeah, I think it was 7 in the triple.
They'll know, but
Well, we got to get Owen to make this shot first. Nose hit. He could hit it a little low.
it's pretty close. Just cleaning right now. Looks really close. Gotta curl a little bit.
Very nice there, and out of
Nice
nowhere,
Like 3
3
under
points.
and just a commanding lead. Yeah, wow.
8-2 will be the score after 7.
Shots, I would.
That was the end last night that Matt Manuel took a 3 spot on Purcell to break that game open. It was the 7th, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the 7th end, and you know, it's
I don't even hate going top.
I feel a bit for Paul Flemming. We've all been there where you're not playing bad,
Or maybe top 4.
and they're not, and it's just the Purcell team is
I never like going top
everything
four,
is
top four.
just
The only thing I would like
clicking
is
for
going
them
top
this
4,
morning.
top
They're just
8.
they're a very different team than they were last night. I just get a different sense. They're just so focused, and they've missed practically nothing.
Yeah, I haven't seen even like putting the broom. You know, sometimes you give the wrong ice, put the broom in the wrong spot. You think it's good, and it ends up missing. And I think we've seen that a bit from Team Flemming. Not quite having the broom in the right spot.
Looking over in the ladies' game, down to Skip Rocks in the 8th end and tie game 7-7, and Christina Black is facing a 3 on her last.
Pretty close,
They're
though.
all
I
in
think
the
we-
12-foot, but the whole front end it's a tough draw. So she's looking at maybe taking in and off on one on the outside. Really tough draw ahead of her. She can't hit because the other 2 shots will be. The other 2 stones without count. Yeah, I think they have to play 8 ends here, Selena. So I suspect
Dragging me
that's
to the middle every time.
why they're still playing.
you're
Team Flemming, they'll put up the guards.
Yeah.
just even them up.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's all. It's either through or you throw like control and try and stick the blue on the yellow.
that's a no mercy call there, Adam indicating. Owen says, I think I'll just throw it through.
Throw this one through.
Sometimes when you're up a bunch, any rock in play is not going to be your friend, and so they've got a good one in the top 8 foot, and check this through. The call Adam mentioned, you can't peel that blue, but you could try and run it into the rings onto your own yellow and then hit it on the next. So they elected for the throw through. Of course, if they missed that hit call, the guard would be reset and the result would be the same as we have right now. Trying to line these one up. That one's up even. And that one's just gonna looks a little funny, but
Owen over and
I'm just gonna chuck it to the wings. This will probably go out the side before it makes it over.
might take out our crowd over in the patch there.
But you got to deliver the rock. You can't just say we don't want to throw it and push it down to the other end. You have to throw it.
Just watching anybody not watching the women's game, just down to the skip rock, and it looks. Pistol shot by Christina Black. She makes a hit and roll in for her single. That was a big pressure shot she had.
Yeah, there's a lot of intensity over there on sheet 8.
They got 2 ends to go. For those of the few people who probably left in our game and not turned over to the women's game, we'll give you an update. So now it's hitting time for Team Purcell.
I got it.
It's a nice draw. They got to give themselves
Yeah, I can't hit it if you want, but whatever you think.
Why, I think you're probably just doing that, and that sucks.
themselves some room at the back, but safe call is just play the guard.
Just get rid of the guard.
Curl, 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 curl.
Thanks, bro.
Almost got it so thin that he might have hit his own and
Yeah, that
ricocheted
was-
into the blue, and I
yeah.
feel like that would have been par for course for the game.
Yeah. Any half make misses they've had, they've got some lucky results a couple of times too. So
Ian will go around the other side. They still have a corner guard.
Wait's good, wait's good.
So comes around this guard. What's Owen do? Hit the open guard or open rock or guard?
Well, we're just finishing up second stones, so I think you can
Top 4.
replace a guard. Delay the inevitable
Good boy, Ian.
a little
Okay,
bit.
1, 2.
Oh, he's just going to hit the open. Oh, were you asking about if they peel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Owen will hit the open, yeah.
If he sits 1-2, Paul's gonna have to deal with them and.
Clean. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Clean. Just clean it.
Oh, he doesn't.
okay.
He's not number 2. I'll look him around, and then we'll see the peel on the blue.
Buried somewhere. Okay, okay. Or we could wait the shot and hit theirs and roll away. Okay.
This is the way to get 3.
Yeah. Anything less than 3, I think she's over.
T-line. Yep. T-line.
Gotta go. They're trying to get by that one in the top 8. Use that as a bit of a guard.
Good
Very
shot.
nice.
Good weight call. Yeah.
Where do you see it?
Trying. I don't like that. Right? There's like
Just make this, maybe?
I think straight peel's
I
pretty
think
good
straight
too.
peel's the shot. You can always
Yeah.
get those double on
Let's
those
just
blues.
get the peel.
Yeah, peel's the shot. You can double those blues off.
I think if you try so hard to connect with the one in the rings,
Yeah,
they're
I
lined up pretty good. You could double jam.
That's right. Just straight
Unlikely,
peel.
but you could double jam and leave a guard, and that's no good. And 4's in play, and that's not acceptable. They know that.
I got a ball. Yep.
Yeah, you got to put it back up. Otherwise, Purcell will be trying to play the double. This is your shot at 3.
We're like just past curling store, close to the curling store.
Some free advertising for the curling store.
Halfway.
Scott will love that.
Yeah. He deserves some from some free publicity. Scott's been a wonderful supporter for curling and a great shop over there. If you need some curling supplies, get over to the curling store.
Should I do my reminder to everyone who curls one night a week?
Yeah.
Replace your gripper.
Replace your gripper.
Don't let it fall apart and leave crud all over the ice.
And he'll be trying the
Can see a piece.
playing
good
the
piece.
slash double.
Yep.
5-6. Court.
Yeah. Or even thinking 2/3.
What?
It even looks like 2/3. Yeah, I guess.
I noticed in juniors, Owen would throw an awful lot of weight, and since he's graduated to the men's game, a little bit more of a touch game for him, but he can still throw it very hard.
Yeah, you need both.
With accuracy, I guess I should mention that's the important part there.
You're not going to make the double, but
Didn't come up enough. So Paul can come around again.
Paul's going to have to play that yellow, though. I think yellow is shot.
Yeah, I don't know if he has a choice, though, if he plays
he
the
has
yellow.
to come around. Right.
Yeah.
No, 100%. You're right.
Owen will play a slash double, give up 2 max. This is the only way for 3. And then Owen could guard. Could put another one in the rings, sit 2. He'll have options.
Yep.
We've talked about timing for the sweepers, like back line to hog versus feel. Paul's working on feel. You heard him just say, my second shot in the last end, was that good? Sweepers say, yep. So that's what he's going to throw. They'll know the splits. He doesn't want to know. Line's great.
Line's really good.
You just got to get the 8-foot somewhere.
Wow, there we go. So decision time for Owen.
A shot, Paul.
Shot stone is that yellow. Purcell stone. So he's looking at a freeze
More. You can be part
to
of it.
sit 2.
Yeah. So give me mid-4 even.
Not a bad call. I mean, I don't know if there's
Sit 2.
you're not getting those blues out with a hit. So
I have 14.
And he's not, hasn't even indicated that it's totally freezing because it's an overburied
14. Yeah.
Stone at the back 8 foot. Just sit 2 in a spot that Paul doesn't have a double. And the best spot is using that back one as a catcher. That's the indication. Side 4 foot, side 8 foot.
Weight's good. Weight's real good.
Line's really good.
Saying line's good, weight's good. Should be good.
Adam's doing this single sweepers dance back and
It's
forth.
a little warm to me.
T. Your T.
Yeah. It's toward the end of the game, though, starting to slow down.
Shot on.
That is exactly
That is not
where
a bad
they
shot.
said.
Pretty much do it.
That is,
Does Paul have the thinnest of doubles on the top 8
well,
foot with the intern?
It would have to be the thinnest of thinnest and still a really tough shot to stick around. Wow. Owen, I don't
And-
think could have taken that down and placed it in a better
perfect.
spot. Wow. And if if anybody's just tuning in, it looks like Purcell's team isn't playing a good end. There's a lot of blue, and not at all. I don't think they missed yet on this end.
No, and that's the thing with
They
the
just-
5 rock rule and tolerance with the score differential.
Yeah, it's all been about the score. They've thrown a couple of rocks away on purpose, and then made.
They're looking for it thin either way across the top, but I think that back yellow always goes into the blue if you play it on the other side. So this is the super thin double.
It really came down fast, eh? Owen's shot. It looked
But
like
Adam
was-
knew it. He called the
no,
weight.
He did.
Just gets a little bit slower later in the
Yeah,
game.
that's right.
So this could be it here at the Ocean Contractors Limited Tankard Provincial. Paul Flemming, the toughest of thin doubles here for a potential 3. And I don't know that that'll make contact.
And another steal or 2, and that is going to be handshakes, and it will be a 10-2 final for Owen Purcell. And they were firing on all cylinders today, so they will have a rematch against Team Annual. It'll be the 3rd time, and they're probably hoping 3rd time lucky, I suspect. But we should
Absolutely.
have a barn burner tonight at 7 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. It's at 6 o'clock. Join Selena and myself again at 6 o'clock, or come down to 948 South Bland Street. We'd love to have you down here.
And the women's final at 2.
Women's final is at 2.
Streamed.
So just a congratulations to Paul Flemming and his team. Great performance, and keep their heads up. That was played very well this week. They just ran into a really tough team today of Owen Purcell. So until 2 o'clock, women's final, we'll have Team Smith, and tune into our other channel because it's a barn burner in the semifinal right now. So thanks, Selena. We will see everybody again at 6 o'clock.
See ya.